For more than a decade, FTI has strived to become the leader in the aftermarket performance transmission and converter industry. We've joined forces with McLeod Driveline Components under the leadership of Top Fuel Funny Car pilot Paul Lee, and now have a larger distribution network, more resources, and more power. Come see us in the pits and ask how you can join the FTI family. It's not cheating, it is the competitive edge.
It's time for an inside look at the most powerful motorsport on the planet. WFO Radio, NHRA Nitro. This is WFO Radio.
Everybody, WFO Radio back on the air as we get ready for the Nevada NHRA Nationals. I'm Joe Castello, and what a show we've got. Big show. Huge show. Erica Enders going to join us. Speed Queens. The Doc. She goes out, wins Dallas again, seizes control of the points, going to one of her favorite racetracks, if not her favorite, certainly winningest racetrack, the Strip in Las Vegas, Nevada. What's she thinking? Closing in on a 6th championship. We'll speak with Erica on this show just in time. The big news. The National Hot Rod Association has locked in Mission Foods as its title sponsorship for 2024 and beyond, the Mission Drag Racing Series. Let that sink in, guys. Mission Drag Racing Series. And I am kind of like thinking about it. I'm real happy. There's a lot of text going around like, did you know? I didn't know. I had no idea. I knew nothing, right? Rumors. Obviously, Mission has been heavily involved and more involved lately in the sport of drag racing, and it looks good. It's a good look, and it's a product that anyone and everyone can enjoy almost any time. Like if you say, Joe, I need you to go get some Mission Foods tortillas or something, and you got 10 minutes to do it, there's a good chance I can pull it off. And the activation that they will hopefully bring by putting our drivers and personalities out there in stores and convenience stores, and who knows what they're going to do, right? Who knows? Big news. All that on this show. While we're waiting for Erica to connect, I see a lot of people out there. A couple things. Normally, we are on our Facebook group, and we are on our Facebook page, and we are on Twitter, and we're on YouTube, and we're all over the place streaming the show. But the Facebook page, there was a glitch, some sort of thing, so those people are going to have to find an alternative place to watch. We have posted our links everywhere, and so hopefully you will subscribe, click the bell, share the show, and be a part of the WFO universe. Some great shows lately. Jeg Coughlin yesterday. Jeg, the big return. Jeg going to be back this weekend and in Pomona, driving a brand new RJ car that is going to be Erica's car for next year, as I understand it, unless, Richard gives it away, which we know that has happened in the past. Last week's show, Leah and Matt. Wow. Great response, getting all kinds of emails and text messages about how great those two were. Leah and Matt, the points leaders, and the, I got to start getting ready to, the Mission Drag Racing Series. Now, we're not going to send Camping World out too soon. We loved what they did. And I feel like there should be a place in everybody's heart for Camping World and how they jumped in and stepped up. And the Camping World drag racing era is going to be kind of interesting, right? 2020 to 2023. And they were a port in the storm for drag racing. But now, Mission Drag Racing. It's going to be interesting. We'll have to get the jar out. All right. Before we get to Erica, I see she is signing on as we speak. Yeah, I took this from NHRA's website, just so you can get a look at the logo. That's pretty cool. Mission Drag Racing Series. And they got the bell and the whole thing, and I think it is great. Now, we've got great sponsors too, and I want to tell you all about them before we get to Erica as she is signing on. But if you're a fan of E, you should share the show. Phillips-Connect. Justin Ashley, he's still battling it out for the title. He's got to win the final 2 races. That's the way I see it. But if you want to win, Smart Trailer Technology should be on all your trucks and trailers of your transportation company. They keep people around them safe. They keep things on time, and they keep you in the know. Whether you've got a light out, a breakout, whether your load was loaded and then all of a sudden it's not. Hey, where did it go? You can keep track of all of that with Phillips Connect. Thanks to Phillips for coming on the show. Gary Stinnett, going to be on our Hidden Horsepower podcast. He is the innovator of a brand called Foggit, and it is a way to protect the inside of your cylinder walls in your engine. Foggit. And it comes in a can like this one. And it is like mandatory maintenance, like brushing your teeth, right? Mandatory maintenance. Like, I'll brush my teeth when I feel like it. Now, I thought about saying other things, but brushing your teeth is a good analogy. At the end of the day, you fog it down. That's what you do. Foggit. Go to Foggit. FTI Performance Transmissions and Torque Converters. You can find these guys on so many winning cars out there. FTIperformance.com, whether it be Pro Mod, whether it be Top Sportsman, Top Dragster, .90, Big Money Brackets, FTI is out there on board with so many of the race vehicles that win on a regular basis. Bernie's Speed Shop. Bernie's, 100,000 square feet of Bernie's down there in Ocala, Florida. Oh my goodness, Bernie's. You definitely want to check it out. Check out their social media. Go to the website. But if you're looking to buy a classic or exotic car, a luxury car, they have got a whole bunch of vehicles that are available for sale right now. But if you're looking to sell any one of those said things, same deal. So the best thing for you is to just go to the website and check it out. And they've got e-bikes. They've got all kinds of like mini dealerships in there. Plus they do high quality frame off restorations and movie props for movies that we can't even tell you about. Great stuff though. Bernies.com. Big thanks to Josh Hart. Josh's countdown hasn't been the best, and it is a tough deal for someone who has excelled. But at the same time, this was their first full season. Remember that? Yeah. We'll tell you about samtech.edu. We'll tell you about Frank Hawley's drag racing school. And we'll tell you about our great friend Marvin Rodak coming up in just a few minutes. Rodak's coffeeandgrills.com, 817-924-6821. Big supporter out there at the Stampede of Speed, the NHRA Fall Nationals. And then, of course, our Patreon group, right? Our Patreon VIP listener group. Behind the scenes, we're picking up Patreons like left and right. Picked up a couple. We did a Hear It From Heiner Pro Stock show yesterday that is up and available for the Patreons to watch and enjoy. And if you sign up for a year, you get a t-shirt. All right, let's see what everyone's got to say. I saw Erica signing on, but then Erica dropped off. And so as cool as I may look right now, I'm actually very nervous. Like, where's our guest? John says, congratulations, EE, in the championship chase. Great news about the Camping World extension. Yeah, I think that is great news. Well, Camping World was on till the end of 2024. And so Mission wants to come on for 2024. And so Camping World has been, extended and put in a different, that's why the sponsorship people make so much money, because they know how to do this stuff to refocus and change and bring people on. But one thing that everyone needs to know is that Camping World loves drag racing. That's the thing about Camping World. They love drag racing. They love the sport. They love the fact that you're out there in the pits and you see nothing but campers and RVs, and just, it's a perfect fit for Camping World. And the whole idea of addition as opposed to replacement, right? We're not replacing a sponsor. We're adding a sponsor. We, as in the National Hot Rod Association. All right. Let's see. That Scott says that puts an entire new twist on the infamous chip pick. Yeah, I deleted the chip pick from my able to get to quickly folder, and I'm real happy I did so. All right, Erica signing on. Everyone's saying congratulations. Here's the deal. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. She is ready. Let's bring her on. 5-time world champion, points leader, Texas Fall Nationals winner, Erica Enders. What's up, Erica? How are you?
Hi, I'm good, Joe. How are you?
Good. Well, you're a little blurry today, and you never are. And I wonder what's that all about.
Well, you're cutting out also, so I'm guessing it's the internet. It's storming here.
The internet in Wynnewood, Oklahoma. No, you're in Fort Worth, right? Where are you?
I'm in Wynnewood.
Yeah, there it is. Well, I think we're going to try to just tough it out. Can you tough it out?
I can tough it out.
And if this doesn't work, try from your cell phone, because, sometimes the cell phone is actually a better method. And if you'd like, I could just text you and you could try a secondary stream. Yeah, major malfunction trying. It's like you were texting.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, number one, check me out here. Don't be sorry. The WFO audience loves this stuff. That's number one. Okay, they love this stuff, like little behind the scenes things. Not ever a problem. number one. So don't be sorry. Don't be bothered. We'll get it dialed in. We'll get it straightened out. Sometimes the internet doesn't work. Everybody knows that. But really, I'm super excited about Mission. Down in the There you go. Now bring her on. How about that? Better. I think she's better. Yeah, back in those talk radio days, it was you never knew what was going to happen. You had to be ready for literally everything and anything. Live callers calling in, saying whatever the heck they want. It'll be interesting to say the least. Drag Race Mayhem says, I hope Mission does an awesome job on social media to promote the sport like Coke did. Well, there was no social media when Coke was there, but I get what you're saying. Mission is a unique sponsor for sure, which non-endemic is something that everybody wanted, something that everybody can enjoy, not just drag racing fans or car guys, like Pennzoil drag racing. It's like, okay, that's great. Everyone's buying oil, but kids can gather around and watch the race parties. They've got these, race car shaped chips, etc. Good old Oklahoma girl. Exactly. Oh, look at this. Thank you, Erica, for signing my Drag Race Bracket Bonanza Texas Nationals overall winner plaque. Look at Tim going out there like I didn't do so well. Put it that way. Good luck, EE, in the championship chase. And we'll just wait for Erica to get signed back in. One thing we know is that she's working on it, right? Yeah. We need a golden taco trophy now. Let's not go too crazy. Watch them unveil the golden taco trophy. But I think the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge was one of the biggest hits that we have had in any major motorsport, because, Formula One added the sprint races on Saturday, and, it's popular. People like it. But the Mission Foods Too Fast, Too Tasty challenges on Saturday at the NHRA national events was just a home run, simply a home run. Introducing the drama, introducing the rematch, which I think is probably the best thing, the championship points, notwithstanding, but the rematch, like one driver loses to another driver last week, and then all of a sudden they got to race again. As in the normal universe, they may never race again for another year, for 2 years. You just don't know. You don't get to see it again. Like, oh, that was really cool. Do we get to see it again? No, you don't. Now you definitely do. You get to see the semifinals, and in practice, I think it worked out very, very well. What are they going to do activation-wise? I had a little text with Jason Galvin earlier, and he's like, look, I live in California, and every single store that I go to, Mission Foods has an end cap, and if they were to put the NHRA, cardboard cutouts, the different drivers, faces, logos, it's where everyone can see it. That is a big, big deal. Convenience stores, grocery stores. People have gas stations, right? Sunoco, the official fuel of the NHRA. But you go there and you see the NASCAR logo. You don't see an NHRA logo. I would love to do that, but it's very expensive to rebrand gas stations everywhere with new logos, etc. But those end caps, not that hard, right? You can do that, and it can be something that would be interesting. So that was kind of an angle that one of the Jasons had. We'll see. This is a creative time as far as duration and numbers. I don't know that information. I'm sure it will come out. It will leak out. People will talk about it, and people will think about it. But to me, it's about this. Does it work? Can you see this in places? And I think you can. And I think the final thought that I will put out there is this. Because I've been open in public. I have always thought that it would be great if we had some sort of internet technology-based sponsor that could help with pushing out content from the track, from the facilities, from the fans, and get to people where they are on this device. That's kind of where my head was at. But what's more important than any of that is, does the sponsor understand what you are and what you're doing for them. And I can tell you the Mission Foods folks do. Like, they like it. And I think that overpowers anything. They like it. All right, let's try E. Is back. It was all just stalling, and now she's gone. Oh, it's such a bummer. Such a bummer when we have technical issues. But what do you think about the Mission Foods sponsorship? Mission Drag Racing. Like, I keep wanting to say Mission Foods Drag Racing, but it's not. It's Mission Drag Racing. Jim says he already exclusively buys Mission chips. This is a perfect opportunity for NHRA fans to demonstrate their power. There's various chips out there, but there is only one that a drag racing fan should buy. And oh, by the way, the Mission chips are actually really great. Great stuff. Lonnie says Reinhart will love the Mission sponsorship for all the extra chips at all the races. That's one thing that I haven't taken advantage of. I should go by and get chips every race. Thank you to her guy, Robert Freeman. Treats me like family when I see him. Oh, Mr. Ant Dog. You know, I like Robert. That's why I was talking about when in promotion. Yeah, like, who knows what they'll do? Maybe they will go beyond. What about television commercials? What kind of television commercials? Will there be mainstream commercials featuring drag racers, featuring drag racing? I think that there might. It'll be interesting how the Mission sponsored teams manage this. Have we ever had a title sponsor sponsoring teams? Yeah, Winston. It worked out. And remember, Mellow Yellow was sponsoring cars at the U.S. Nationals at the end. A couple of great ones. I think Caps had one. I think JR had one. Mellow Yellow was on some cars. There's right. Scott, hats off to Angel. I'm positive she was a big role in helping land this sponsorship. Definitely. All right, let's try again. Here we go. Tenacious Erica Enders never quits. She keeps on going. What's up, E? Weird, I love seeing this girl's smiling face, but it's still sketch, and you're muted. You got to unmute yourself. I don't know if you can hear me, but you got to unmute yourself. We're going to talk speak. Okay, now you're unmuted, and I hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, E. How are you?
Hi. I'm frazzled. I'm so sorry. I'm trying so hard. I hate the country.
Not our country, like the general, not having internet.
No, like living and officing in BFE. It's not okay. But anyway.
Yeah. All right, we're going to deal with this. It's going to, I feel like it's going to get better, right? Like, sometimes it has to stabilize. I just want to talk to you for a few minutes, and you can just listen. I watched most of Speed Queens, and I really like it. I think it is great. I think the folks at Flow did a great job. I love seeing you get angry. Like, to me, that's one of my favorite things, when the car doesn't run well and you're like, well, that sucked. And I thought, man, that we need more of that in drag racing. Everything is not always a great run. And we never get to see that, because no one ever comes to talk to you like, hey, that run sucked. What was it like? But to me, I learned from that experience. What was it like making that whole doc?
It was really interesting. I'm not one to be super open about things, and Courtney kind of encouraged it. And as you know, she's working with Flow. So I felt like it was a really unique opportunity, and most importantly, to get our sport in front of new eyeballs, which is obviously the most important thing. And Flow Sports has a huge network of people that watch their app and their channel that aren't necessarily drag racing fans. So I think it opened up our sport to a whole new set of eyes, and that part of it was exciting. But opening up like our private life, I guess not so much at home, but like at the racetrack, the things that go on behind the scenes, that was a little bit of a challenge for me. But I'm pretty proud of how everything turned out, minus the cuss words flying. But who are we fooling? That's kind of real life and how things go. But it gave everybody a behind the scenes look at all of the hard work and effort that goes into this. It's not just a 6.5 second run. It's a whole bunch of planning and effort and sacrifice by, I have 56 people on the road full time. That doesn't include the guys that work here at the shop, the guys and the gals. So we have a lot of people that we're responsible for. And their livelihoods and whatnot. So it was really important to me, but I'm glad that it came out. We had a lot of really positive feedback and some network interest. So hopefully, hopefully something comes of it. If not, what a cool thing to look back on in a number of years when all of this is over.
Yeah, which hopefully we're talking a long time. I like the profanity. I know that as a broadcaster, like I choose to not use profanity on this show. I could, but I don't. When I work on NHRA on Fox or NHRA, we don't use profanity. But let's get real, people. That's how people talk, especially in competition situations. You're busting chops with your friends. And to me, that made you so much more of a real person. And yes, I know there's a person out there that like, clutch the pearls. I'm sorry. I don't want to. And yeah, like there's situational moments, but you're inviting people into your behind the scenes. You're not going out publicly. So anyway, on that, I know that you said that you've caught a little heck from it. I liked it. That is what made anybody know that you're getting real. You're getting real reality. Like this is not, you weren't concerned. Like, I'm not going to show you everything. As soon as you drop an F-bomb, I feel comfortable that I'm getting everything out of this.
You definitely got everything. And what was kind of cool about it was the on-track footage that they got of us was at the World Finals last year. So we had clinched the World Championship in Las Vegas the week before and came into Pomona with no pressure. Yet you see the passion and the F-bombs and the frustration all over my face when things weren't going well. And I think that just shows how important what we do is to me and to our team. We everything that was on the line, we had already taken care of the week before, and it should have just been like a fun, relaxing weekend. And yet we're still out there trying to stomp throats and do our job. But yeah, it was frustrating. But that stuff that happened at Pomona just, it all came together on Sunday. We had a final round appearance. Unfortunately, I lost to Greg in the finals, but it worked out because it was his final race with Ken and Judy Black. So anyway, long story short, super proud of the documentary. If you haven't seen it, you don't have to pay for the Flow subscription. It's in front of the paywall. Head over to Flow Sports or grab the app. It's also free, and you can watch it on that.
Yeah, I think it could be something that is a seasonal deal. Like I think you could do 8 episodes with Team Elite. There's enough characters going on to keep it going. Yeah. Well, that would be different, right? That would be a different deal. But we'll see. All right. Hey, is history repeating itself? You mentioned Vegas, and now you're going to Vegas, and you won the Fall Nationals, and you got a cowboy hat. And is history repeating itself?
Gosh, I hope it is. We obviously won Dallas. I forget where we were. Dallas last week, but won it the year before as well. We're heading to Vegas where we also won. So yes, I'm very hopeful. I'm going to speak it into existence that we have another successful outing at Las Vegas. That track has been so great to me and my team. Starting in 2014, we've won a ton of events there together. So I'm super stoked to head back. Mark Ingersoll has been down all last week. He came in for testing with Jeg Coughlin. He drove my car on Monday in Tulsa. So it's kind of all hands on deck. We're getting ready to go out there, and we're just going to have some fun and do our best. And I always say this, and let God do the rest. And high pressure situations, stress level 9 million. But what a cool position to be in after the start to the season that we had. I think in June we were in 15th place in points, and we've rallied our way back to the top. And now we've just got to extend the lead and keep plugging away at it. Two races left, and my money's on us, but it's not going to be easy.
How challenging was Dallas? You guys really put it on them there, 40s every time. Like one of the quickest and best single races performance-wise we've seen in ages across all categories. But in Pro Stock, you showed the way, you won the race. But man, the thing was flying. Like you were driving a beast. I think beast mode was mentioned.
Beast mode was definitely activated from my tuners, my crew chiefs in the cockpit as well. So we felt like we have something to prove, and we just want to go out there and just get it done. So during qualifying, I mentioned this to you when we were in Dallas, but I'll re-mention it, that we struggled throughout qualifying. We felt like we were leaving some stuff on the table. We were trying some new things and didn't necessarily have everything lined up the way we wanted to. But come Sunday morning, Mark dropped the hammer on everybody, and it was so exciting to hear him come over the radio and say that we went 46 the weather was conducive for great numbers, obviously, but to go out there and be 46 first round, from being as qualified as high as we were, racing a lower qualified car, that just like freaking crazy to me. And Jake came on the radio and he was super, super excited about it. And they didn't let up all day long. We were 46 first round, 47s. We ran second and third round. And then in the finals against Dallas, we ran another 46. So just an amazing performance by an entire elite motorsports elite performance team. And we parked it in the winner's circle, and I was so happy about it. And to do it in my home state in front of all of our friends and fans and family, it was just a great weekend. I love it. I love what I do.
Yeah, amazing. And Derek is out there. He says that now you get to go back to the champions dinner again. You get to pick something again. Like, which is it? The meal, you get to pick something at the champions dinner. Which is it?
We did. We got to pick the entree this year, so I'm guessing that we'll pick something else next year, probably the dessert or whatnot. But we picked filet this year and had an awesome time at the champions dinner. I have not had a sip of alcohol since, but yeah, we had a blast, and it just was a great kickoff to an amazing weekend for us. And again, hats off to the entire Meyer family. They do such a tremendous job. They love our sport as much as we do, and they promote it like they love it, and it shows. So always, the Stampede of Speed is always an exciting event to go to. If people haven't had the opportunity to, being that we're a year out, I would say book your tickets, book your hotel, because they sell out, and it's just such a fun event.
Yeah, it really was. And you couldn't have said it better. Like, they promote it like they love it, and they are thinking of all these extra layers, things to make you feel special about winning their event, which you certainly did. And it was amazing stuff. So 2 to go, but we got big news today, right? And I'm kind of breezing through the interview a little more directly and quickly, because I don't know when the internet access over there is going to die. So your reaction to this is monster, massive drag racing news for all of us, that the Mission Foods folks love the sport so much. They want the whole thing. Mission Drag Racing 2024 and beyond.
That's awesome. We're obviously super thankful for their involvement up to this point with the Too Fast, Too Tasty challenge. That's always super fun to compete in. But for them to come on board, it just shows how much they love our sport, and obviously the bang for the buck that it offers on the marketing side of things. So super excited about that partnership, and we'll see how it goes. I love their activation. Like, a lot of people come in and write a check and they don't do any activation, which makes it fall on deaf ears. But they have our stand-ups in grocery stores in every market that we go to. They're slinging chips and tortillas at the racetrack, and it's super exciting. And as a marketing person, I love the fact that they put forth the effort to see everything come together properly.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And as far as, like details and numbers, and the Camping World deal happened at a difficult time for everyone during the pandemic. This one is happening in a time what I think is strength for drag racing. Like, we're having such good racing, great championships, drivers such as yourself and Greg winning championships, all that stuff. And they're in at the right time. So I'm excited about it. Hey, you mentioned Jeg. He was on yesterday. I know you raced with him for a lot of years. In many ways, he was a mentor to you, and you were, everyone's got to beat Jeg. He's the natural, right? There's this like deity quality about Jeg. So what's that like, having him? Here he is. He's back, right? Back from wherever he was.
So a little backstory, obviously growing up in the sport of drag racing, knew the Coughlin family. But when I first got my ride with Victor Cagnazzi in 2004, Jeg Coughlin was the first person I called, and he didn't know me from Adam. I mean, I'm sure he had seen me at the track and whatnot, but he took my call, and he was there to help me and coach me. And as you mentioned, he's been a mentor to me throughout the years, and he's just a great guy from a great family. And we're super excited to race with him and have the opportunity to do it again. It always comes full circle, but he came on board with us in 2015 for a few races, and then him and I were full-time together teammates with Dodge and Mopar in 2016 for that debacle. And, he's been a big part of our program and our family ever since. So excited to have him back on board. He's been sending me pictures and videos from his simulator back in Ohio. So he's hard at work at knocking the rust off, as he says. But he was here in Oklahoma on Monday doing some testing. He actually got to break in my new Rick Jones Chevy Camaro, which is state of the art. It's unbelievable. We took delivery on that car in St. Louis. Rick drove it over from Galesburg, and it hadn't seen the racetrack yet. So Jeg was the first one to test it. So I was keeping up with them through Richard and the guys at the track, because I was in Houston. But it was he did a great job. Obviously, always does. But he's super excited to be back, and we're excited to have him. I've kind of read through and got a lot of emails about it. Them calling him a blocker and whatnot, but the honest deal behind that is we want to run our car, my new car, in competition that we're going to debut in the 2024 season. Side note, this is my 5th new car that I've got that was supposed to be for me. Aaron Stanfield drove one, Bo Butner drove one, TJ's got one, Jerry Don's got one. So all these customers that come in and teammates that come in, they get these new cars from Rick. And my old girl turned 6 in January. So this is my new car. We wanted Jeg to run it in competition. If it works out for him to take out some of the heavy hitters for us and allow us to extend our points lead, then so be it. It's not something that we haven't seen before, so I don't want to hear shit about it. But we're excited to have him on board. He is the natural. He is the best. He is the legend. And he is Jeg Coughlin, and we love him.
Yeah, he is. Those guys can't do anything really trying to get next to you either, with 23 cars attempting to qualify, like 23 pro stockers showing up for Vegas. Like, that's awesome. Just if you love pro stock, which you do and I do, we love pro stock. Jeg is coming back. Everyone's going to have to really lean on it just to qualify. So not a lot of games. So we'll see. And also, and I'll address this came up years ago, right? Like, if you and Jeg have to race, I don't think Jeg is just going to come back to push in the clutch against Erica. Like, that doesn't seem in the DNA of Jeg Coughlin. Like, I think it's not something we're going to see.
No, it's not something you'll see. It's not something that he stands for or that we stand for. So we're just going to go out there and race. And to be honest, he's got to get on what we got too. Like, not knocking Jeg, but whoever we line up against in the other lane, like, they got to be 20 or better, and they got to run at the top of the pack. So if they can get in that window, then they deserve it. But at the same time, we're going to do the very, very best we can. And to be quite honest, I don't care who's in the other lane. So we'll just we'll put our heads down, go to work, and see how the cards fall. But I'm excited for the opportunity to be in the position that we're in. I'm hopeful that our experience of being in positions like this in years past will pay off, and we're just gonna have to go out and execute as perfectly as possible. But we got 2 Coughlin boys under the elite banner this weekend, and don't forget Aaron Stanfield and Bo Butner and the Quadras and Jerry Don Tucker. So we'll have 9 or 10 cars out there, and we're gonna just do our best to park one of them in the winner's circle.
Well, you had mentioned in the Speed Queens doc, it was either you or Courtney, but just kind of trying to explain what's happening at the end of the year. Like, even if a championship is wrapped up, which yours is not, but Bo would rather finish 6th than 8th. Someone would rather finish 5th than 7th. And so every round does matter, right down to Pomona. And if you can't be one, people like the Snake only puts his number, changes his number if he's number 1, right? Like, I don't know, man, 2's pretty good. If you're that good, that number 1 is the only thing you put on. Hats off to you. But if you've never finished 2nd, you want to.
Absolutely. And you also have to consider that the pay structure falls off substantially the lower that you go. So everybody out there is battling for the best position that they can, not just for their personal gratification, but for their sponsors and the partners that make it happen for them. So we all have a job to do. I know watching from home, it's not always construed that way, but it is a fact, and we work our butts off to finish as high as we can. So spot on. I'm glad that you heard Courtney say that part in the documentary, but it's true. If you can't finish first, you're rallying for the absolute best position that you can find.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. My whole point is that pro stock is awesome right now. Like, that's it. That's where I extend. You've got Jeg, a 5-time champ. You got Greg, a 5-time champ. You've got Erica, a 5-time champ. You've got others that are in the hunt and in the mix, trying to win their first, make their name, have the best season that they've had of their career, all at the same time. It's going to be great. But it's also Vegas, a track that you have had such great success at in October, which means the SEMA show And you guys got a little extra going on this weekend. I saw Chase on the starting line. You're getting up there. It's like it's an eliminations round or something. I look over at him. I was like, hey, you nervous yet? And I wasn't talking about the racing. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. So there's a whole bunch of extra stuff going on for you guys.
There is obviously the drag race, which is most important. But then Chase and Jenna are getting married on Monday in Las Vegas. He proposed to her when we clinched the championship last year in the winner's circle at Las Vegas. And they've spent a year of planning and showers and parties and whatnot. And the final moment is coming on Monday. So that'll be exciting. Then my car will be in the Melling booth at SEMA. Have a bunch of appearances scheduled there. Bose, I believe, will be in the NHRA booth, and TJ Coughlin's will be there as well. So you'll be able to find all of our pro stock cars scattered throughout the show. And it's going to be a solid week of craziness in Las Vegas. I made an itinerary for everyone the other day of all of the things that we have scheduled. I'm like team mom over here. I have 36 rooms booked, which will cost me a small fortune. But we are going out with bells on, and we're going to have a blast. Obviously huge goals and aspirations to extend our points lead, but regardless of how any of that falls, how lucky are we to get to do what we're fixing to do? It's going to be pretty fun.
No, you guys have got, so it's never over until it's over. That's a Yogi Berra saying. It ain't over till it's over. But the confidence that you get at Vegas and the great positive energy that you have to draw from there, the whole visualize yourself doing something before you do it. You don't need to visualize it because you did it. Like, you know how to do this already. That's got to be a huge, huge thing for you.
It definitely is. And I spoke about it many times before, but the importance of a positive mental attitude is at the top of the chart. You gotta think things into existence. You gotta want them. You gotta practice everything that you want to come to fruition. And as a human, I'm the biggest variable in all of this that we have going on. So I'm just gonna do the best that I can. But I was talking to my dad the other day, and he's like, every time they shut that door, you got to treat every single round like it's the final round for the World Championships. And we have a race strategy on Sunday, so it's just gonna be it's going to be a little bit different. And again, I mentioned we've been in this position many times before. So blessed to be able to be back at the top again after our crazy crappy season. But I'm excited for the opportunity. And yes, I got to visualize it. I got to want it. I got to be it. I got to do it. All the things that you hear on all the podcasts and whatnot. It's so very true. So it's a definitely important aspect of my racing operation. And I'm going to do the best I can.
Mama Enders is out there. I'm just looking at the chat. Yeah, Mama Enders is out there. She's says, hey, loves both of
Hi.
you. Yeah,
I can't read it. It's too small.
No, it's tiny. Don't worry. Don't do anything. Don't move. The internet has made it through. In fact, I don't want to rush you off the air, but I want to call this a win. Is there anything you want to say to your fans, to fans of drag racing? There's a lot going on in our sport. A lot of exciting and positive things going on in our sport. We've only got 2 races to go. We're into the winter break. Whatever you want to say it to them.
Well, I'm thankful for the support. I'm also on the negative side of things, thankful for the haters, hateful for the haters also, but thankful for them because it gives us extra motivation to do what we do. And we just have a lot of fun with it. But, I have a lot of amazing partners that make this possible for me. And I don't want to sound like I'm, a top end interview plugging these guys, but Jason and Nikki Johnson from JHG, they came on board with Bo and extended their program, including my car this year. So I'm super, super thankful for them. And they're so supportive. They're at the races almost every weekend with Chris and Jackie. Skag has been such a huge addition to our program. Randy is a major part, him and Maria, of our entire operation. And they do some unique business out at the racetrack. You've seen the box on the starting line where they bring their dealers out. And Randy's made it so clear, I don't care if you win or lose. Yes, I want you to win, but I'm out here for my dealers. These guys are what make it happen for us. And it's just a unique way for him to do business. So he's really taken the bull by the horns and jumped in head first with all of this NHRA stuff. And we're thankful for him. He's also a big sponsor, the main sponsor of the Pro Superstar Shootout, which is coming up in February. So in addition to those guys, Gallagher, C-Tech, Jim Greenheck won Dallas with us last weekend, got him a cowboy hat on his 72nd birthday weekend. So that was exciting for him. But yeah, I'm rambling on, but this is such an exciting time for drag racing, as you mentioned. The top half of Pro Stock in Dallas was separated by just a few thousandths of a second. The competition is cutthroat. Pro Stock is not dead. It is not Camaro stock. Quit talking crap. Just watch it. Watch how good the drivers are. Watch how much fun we have. Watch how competitive it is. And in addition to all of that, the Mission Foods deal that you mentioned today, huge news for our sport. Drag racing is not dead. It is so alive and it is so fun, and we're so blessed to get to do this. But to the fans, I thank you. Keep your eyeballs on us for the next 2 races. We're going to give them hell and play with all the heart that we got. But either way, winning doesn't define us, and we're just going to do the best we can.
No. And everyone should go check out the Speed Queens doc, and you'll get an inside look. And I don't see how that wouldn't be interesting as a weekly show. Guys with, air tools, taking things apart and putting them together, cars, you're in the middle of it all. But it's funny. And Jason Logan and I talk about this all the time. Like, that's just, that's what's going on, but it's interesting to people who want to watch. So hopefully that can grow into something. All right, Erica, good job. You made it through. Tenacious E. You kept trying and you got on, and we got the interview in, and that's what matters most. So thank you so much.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm sorry it was messed up at the beginning, but we made it count, and I will see you in a few days, and we'll have some fun.
We'll do it all again. It's going to be great. Vegas, baby. Vegas. Thanks, Erica.
Vegas. Thanks, Joe.
Vegas. And she did it. Tenacious E. She could have said, hey man, the net, it's not working. I can't do it. And instead she kept trying, and air cards and various different stuff. Various different. I don't know who this person is, but they wrote a dissertation. Let's see. I've told her this. One of, if not the best driver I have worked with in drag racing, does everything you ask, doesn't overthink things, always does everything the same every time, makes the tuning job easier. Proud to have the Pro Mod speed record with her, even though we tried to kill her doing it. Right now, who is that? Right? Like, is that Richard? Who is that? Tell me. Is that Ingersoll? Is that Hairston? Is that, type your name in there. But I mean, it's obviously someone on the team. And look, they're good. They're good. It's Shane T. Thank you, Shane. Tecklenburg out there. The Hidden Horsepower episode that is currently up is this guy. Very interesting stuff. Thank you, Shane. They're good. That's all you can say. And Pro Stock is good right now. I don't think it's ever been better. I was having a conversation with Mark Powick yesterday. He's down in Fort Lauderdale, big boat show thing. I went over to hang out a little bit, name drop. And we were talking about, Glidden and the, days gone by. At the same time, we recorded an episode like minutes before of Hidden Horsepower with Gary Stinnett. Gary Stinnett told a story about a match race with Warren Johnson and Ray Morrison to open the Texas Motorplex. And so he's talking Warren Johnson stories. And so we're talking Bob Glidden, we're talking Warren Johnson, we're talking Pro Stock the way it was. Also yesterday, Pro Stock specific, we did a Hear It from Heiner episode with Michael Heiner, the Get Biofuel crew chief, talking Pro Stock in the old days. And the consensus of all of these stories is that what we're experiencing right now is much more challenging than it ever was before, because, one or two guys had the magic sauce, the magic beans, the secret power back then, whether it was outwork your opponents or parts that they didn't have access to, or just the willingness to test till the wheels come off. But now everybody's got that. The only downside, and I was having a conversation with John Gadosh about this, is there's a lot of Pro Stock talk going on off the air with WFO Joe, right? With Elite having so many cars and KB having so many cars that they're fitting the power in, whether house cars or client cars, because they're making the power, that does lock out people who are trying to do it themselves. And that is a bit of a down, if we're going to think of anything negative. That is tough. But that's the evolution of everything. Like, look at Formula One. Look at NASCAR Cup. They all have a few. Look at IndyCar. Just a few engine suppliers that know how to do it. Not everybody knows how to do it. Not everybody can do it. They're not allowed to do it in some series, which is very interesting. So put your comments in the comment section. Let's get some comments up there. I want to hear what you think about Mission Foods and Mission Drag Racing 2024 and beyond. I would love for you to put into the chat your zaniest idea for activation. What should they do? Let's brainstorm for them and give our ideas away. Put that in the chat section, and I will tell you about a couple of other people that help us out big time on WFO Radio. Very excited to tell you about Frank Hawley's drag racing school. Like, guess who got started there? Frank has got a program called the Dragster Adventure, where regular people just show up and drive dragsters for the day. It's not like a class where you're focused. That you make 3 runs, 1 half track, 2 full track passes, and they're educating you. But it's more of a light and fun experience. If you want your Super Comp license, you can get that too. But the way I like it is this is a gift. You send someone on this experience, because we know people like experiences more than they like a gift, like a tie or a shirt or something. Because they're like, hey, this is great. And then they just kind of throw it into the pile. Whereas an experience lasts a lifetime. So go to frankhawley.com and get in on that. Also want to tell you about samtech.edu, the School of Automotive Machinists and Technology. So important. What these guys are doing, these technical schools, but in particular Samtech, we know them, and the world needs machinists. You've got to have them. And who is going to do it? And that's a good question. Who is going to do it? And so drag racers, a lot of people come up and they come through and they end up on a crew, or they program CNC, or they're an EFI tuner, but then they take that skill down the road somewhere, and maybe they earn a living outside of drag racing. Maybe they're programming CNC machines for SpaceX, for NASA, for Boeing, for Northrop Grumman. Who knows what they're doing with their education? But if there's nobody to do that job, how are all those businesses going to stay going here in our great United States of America, where we're talking about, we're finally bringing microchips back. We're making the microchips here, and we're building factories here. And we realize, like medical supplies, we got to build them here. And, prescription drugs, we got to build them here. We got to do that. We finally are realizing that. Who's going to do the work? Who's going to do that? Oh, we need people. Samtech.edu. And then, there's no big tie-in to the world other than if you start your day with coffee like I do every day, Rodax coffee is the best coffee. 817-924-6821. The Stampede of Speed Reserve is something I'm really enjoying right now, because I'm thinking back to my 12 days in Texas and how much fun we all had, and I'm enjoying the coffee every day. It's great. It's a special blend. You can't get it anywhere except for Rodax. 817-924-6821. And hey, while you're calling him, have him throw in a bottle of the Habanero Endorphin Booster hot sauce, because it is amazing. Rodax. All right, that should give you guys enough time. Also, I am looking to see if I have received an email that I am supposed to get, and with a little bit of interesting news. Speaking of engine manufacturers, right? Like engine manufacturers. Who gets to do it? How do you get to do it? Can Joe Castello throw together an engine out there? And the answer is no, I can't. You have to be approved to do certain things. And in certain categories, there's a whole process that goes on. And so let's see if I got my email. Here we go. All right. From what I understand, and I have been approved to put this out, there is a new group that is forming in Pro Stock Motorcycle. And they have sent a letter of intent to the National Hot Rod Association. And this is going to the NHRA. They want to build engines in addition to the engines that are available. And so this is a letter of intent to all parties pertinent to this intent. This letter serves as an official submission. How about that? Of HTRA HTP Performance's intent to design and manufacture a new and modern engine platform for use in the NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle category. We intend to design, manufacture, and make available to all competitors and public a new billet engine case, cylinder block, cylinder head, and crankshaft. The architecture will be based off the much more modern and current Suzuki GSXR platform and allow for the equal engine CC displacement currently used in NHRA competition. Specific components subject to the acceptance process are the engine block, billet upper and lower engine case, billet crankshaft, one-piece design, cylinder head, billet 4-valve design. We respectfully request a pre-approval, the appropriate NHRA committees, so that we may prepare for the submission of the detailed component concept design package for review. Regards, HTP Performance. And that's signed by Cecil Towner and Justin Collier. And Justin has been out there for many years, and apparently there is a group. And so that's exciting. A huge investment in resources and money and time to try to bring another pro stock motorcycle power platform to the table. What's better than that? More. More is better. All right. Let's see what you guys got to say. Yeah. Phil says go Honda or go home. I guess he's talking motorcycle. HTP Performance. I hope they get approval soon. And the process, right? Like what's in the process? I don't know what's in the process. We're learning about it right here. Caleb, great show, Joe. I'm very excited about the coming years. Big thanks to Mission Foods. Yeah, great stuff. We will use Mission Foods chips and tortillas exclusively in the Bedrock compound from now on. We are already using them exclusively here at Castello Media. Support the sponsors that support our sport. It will be our mission to use their products. That's great, Jim. Good play on words there also. We're on a mission. Oh, I'm going to start tuning up all the announcer cliches. He's on a mission. Thanks, Joe. Sorry, can't talk now. I'm moving snow. Enjoy it. It's changed. The season has changed here in South Florida. It has now become non-summer. Yeah. We pretty much have summer and non-summer or not summer. And it is not summer, not fall, just not summer. Mission Impossible challenge. Right. Look, here we go. Too fast, too tasty challenge. We've already got that. Now, everybody thinks it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great too. We'll see. Do hope they get approved though? Well, we'll see. Well, go build a Honda, man. Like, I don't know what and why certain pro stock motorcycle platforms are perfect for pro stock motorcycle. You know, back in the day, I remember there was some Kawasaki's and whatnot, but this Suzuki GSXR seems to be one that everybody loves. All right. Erica Enders, great job. Tenacious E, working hard to connect. Now, when I see Richard, I got to be like, hey, man, what's up with the internet? Right? You got to get your, 5-time champ out there. Will she be a 6-time champ? What will happen this weekend? Vegas, baby. I'm headed out tomorrow morning. Going to go right to the track. Going to knock out some social media. It's going to be a big day, and we're all descending on Vegas. The Formula One track, they're trying to build it there. Apparently, there's traffic everywhere. It's chaos and mayhem. I'll poke my nose in there a little bit. If you're coming to the race tomorrow night, how about this? The Fan Fest. Tomorrow night, the Fan Fest, Fremont Street Experience. You got to come. Like, this is one of the best fan fests in all of sports, not just in motorsports, in all of sports. Most drivers are there. You got bars and you got music and you got a video screen and everybody's running around and you're in Vegas. I went to my first, what was it, last year, my first, because we had the whole pandemic. It wasn't a thing. The Fremont Street Experience Fan Fest is one of the greatest of all time. Hopefully you will come out. And then Friday, 2 qualifying sessions. Saturday, 2 qualifying sessions. People are going to be in Halloween costumes. It's going to get real. Then Sunday, final eliminations. And it'll be down to 1, the In-N-Out Burger Finals. Just so exciting. So exciting. Great show. Good to see Camping World extend their involvement too. Yes. Instead of replacing, adding. That's what we need. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Great week at WFO. Reinhart and Jeg in the archive. Last week, Leah and Matt. Keep on trucking. We're almost to the finish line. WFO.